Maria, and I'm the founder and CEO of Annovis Bio. We are a publicly traded company on the NYSE American stock exchange. I'm here to tell you a new way to fight Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Alzheimer's and Parkinson's are the two most devastating unmet needs. They're also the two largest markets. We have a new approach to neurodegeneration, and our approach actually normalizes brain levels of everything that goes toxic in the brain when it gets injured. When a brain gets injured, what happens is that toxic proteins such as amyloid beta, tau, alpha-synuclein, and inflammation go up. And these toxic proteins end up killing nerve cells. The way they do that is that they inhibit the information highway of the nerve cell. Now, what is that? A nerve cell resides in the brain, and it has fingers all over the body in the internal organs. And if the brain and the fingers don't communicate, the nerve cell gets sick, it gets isolated, and it dies. And every time a nerve cell dies, the function associated with that nerve cell dies with it. And that's really what neurodegeneration is. It is nerve cells that die in different parts of the body and the brain, and each nerve cell has its function and it loses it. Our drug is the only drug I know of that protects nerve cells from dying by doing something very interesting. It lowers the levels of all neurotoxic proteins. That is, it lowers the levels of A-beta, of tau, and of alpha-synuclein. And by doing so, it fully restores the information highway of the nerve cell. And when the nerve cell doesn't get sick, there is no inflammation, and it doesn't die, and the function remains preserved. We have been able to show in mildly cognitive impaired patients that, in fact, our drug lowers the levels of neurotoxic proteins, and it also lowers inflammation. What we want to show in the two phase 2 studies that we are doing now, one is ongoing, paid for by the NIH, and one is going to start in April. What we want to show is that our drug does not just lower neurotoxic proteins and inflammation, but every step of the toxic cascade, which means it lowers neurotoxic proteins, it increases the information highway, it lowers inflammation, and there are no dead cells. And by actually reversing the whole toxic cascade, our drug will actually show efficacy in terms of cognitive improvement in Alzheimer's and in terms of functional improvement and movement in Parkinson's disease. We have shown every step of the cascade in animal models. So in 3 animal models that show memory and learning, we have shown that our drug fully recovers memory and learning, and the animals look just like healthy, normal animals. These 3 models are Alzheimer animals, Down syndrome animals, and traumatic brain injury animals. We have also shown that in functional studies, where the animals lose function, like gastric emptying, like grip strength, and like hind limb movement, these are Parkinson's and tau frontotemporal dementia animals, our drug fully recovers the function of these animals. And finally, I figured that if it works in all these animal models, maybe it works in the eye. The retina is a nerve cell. And if you induce glaucoma in a rat, you increase the pressure, the retina dies, and the eye goes blind. If you treat that rat with our drug, the retina doesn't die, and the eye does not go blind. So in every animal tested, we have always seen that our drug fully restores the function that was lost through neurodegeneration. We will have data in Alzheimer's and in Parkinson's patients before the end of the year. Our 2 phase 2 studies will be done by then. At that point, we will have to go to the FDA to discuss our phase 3 studies. We will also raise more money to do the 2 phase 3 studies, one in Alzheimer's and one in Parkinson's disease. Just to summarize, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's are the 2 largest unmet needs. And the two most devastating diseases that can hit us when we're getting older. And they're also the two largest markets. And we are trying to develop drugs for both. Thank you very much.